Hi, my name is Gerardo Mariscal, and I'm doing soccer in Latin America. Um, a little bit about like why I chose the topic. I chose this in particular because I myself am like very attached to the sport. It was the first sport I played like organized when I was a kid, and I played my entire life throughout grammar school. I played all throughout high school as well. Retired once I got to college though. Um, it was a little too much with work and going to school, so had to cut it out for a little bit. Still watch it plenty, keep up with the teams. There's definitely something that's uh, been a huge part of my life, and it's played a big part. Both of my parents actually played in soccer, uh, or played in Mexico, but not professionally, but for their schools. And then once they moved here to the United States, they played here at their local parks and stuff with their friends. They'd get groups of games going. Um, and yeah, they pretty much influenced me right off the bat to play. It was just something I've just been really passionate about. And yeah, the introduction. So soccer is actually called football in Spanish and then futebol in Portuguese. So I know there's a whole meme and trendings of America is like the only like country in the world that actually calls the sport soccer. Like if you look up like everywhere else, like Europe, everywhere, like in general, they just it's something with foot. So uh, soccer was actually brought to Latin America by like a huge immigration surge from Europe, which had altered their social norms. And at first, they thought soccer was only meant for like rich people at first. But as we go on throughout the years, it became a sport for absolutely everyone to play. It's like something not that expensive to play with. And immigrants helped grow the popularity of soccer just as the sport aided in integrating new populations into the nation. And if you look at the picture right here, that's Pele. He was probably one of the biggest influencers of soccer during like the 50s and 60s. He's still kicking, uh, and yeah, he just was one of the greats of all time. Inspired many people. I even saw like his highlights when I was younger too, in black and white. Um, yeah, soccer by far is the most popular sport with 3.5 billion followers, and the clubs pay absolute absurd amount of money for their players. It's ridiculous. 200, $300 million players. I know like the second biggest one is cricket. I did not know that it was like 2 billion followers. I was surprised by that. But soccer is very popular in the slums in Brazil. You always see them kicking around with bare feet because they're too poor to afford like shoes and cleats in general. So all you need is like a ball on your feet, and if they don't have a ball, they find a way to play with whether it's fruit, uh, paper, anything that they can kick around. It's worldwide. They do it everywhere. I've seen it in Mexico and I visited. I played with them over there as well. And each country has like their own unique style of play. So like if you're playing a team, you're obviously gonna know like where they're from that style. So like Mexico and Brazil have their own styles. I know Brazil has like a faster pace. The Portuguese have like a counter attack. It's completely different from everywhere. You'll know from like watching two games, like how one team is like slower pace, one team is faster pace. And Latin America, they take their clubs to like a whole like different level on how they run teams, especially like when the Pablo Escobar era, when he bought a soccer team, that turned everything around for soccer because there were times when the Colombian and Mexican soccer teams had their like ties to drug trafficking, laundering money through player transfers, which essentially means when they're trying to sell a player or buy a player, they're using absurd amount of money from like the cartel, like the drugs, which is absolutely insane to think about that they would even do that and implement it into the game. It kind of ruins and defeats like the whole purpose of like the beautiful game. They would go as fixing matches, gambling, trying to make money, boost the popularity of like the one team. And then if the other team didn't follow with the bet, they would end up doing some pretty harmful things to them, which was it killed like some of the whole purpose of the game. And in conclusion, Latin Americans are very passionate about their sport and like more passionate than we even know, like that we see behind the scenes. Um, it's, and especially kids in Latin America, they have to stay passionate about it, because a couple turns can lead down like the wrong path, especially like how like easy it is to manipulate people nowadays. It's something that they have to stay true to heart. They have to continue to believe in themselves and just continue to love the game, not go down the wrong path and go down that road. And it's a sport that will continue on growing around the world, especially with the new generation of players that are coming. Because as we know, Ronaldo and Messi are getting old; they can't play forever. So the kids are gonna have to follow up some of the new players that are playing around in Europe and Latin America as well. It's something that I don't think will be dying down anytime soon. I just see that market growing and growing, especially here in the United States. That more popular players from Europe are coming over here to play for money essentially. So, but the play is it's a good thing to get the whole community going around with playing soccer, and it's something I hope people continue to keep playing. I myself play it still as a hobby, and during the summer, get a group of friends. It's always a good time. Um, and yeah.